Hello, this is Dr. Hine, and welcome to the Math in the Bunker. Okay, today we're going to use the isosceles triangle theorem, which states if two sides of a triangle are congruent, then the angles opposite sides are congruent. And so I'm going to work one of the problems, that I have on this canvas. I have a triangle, I have a x and 30 degrees. Okay, and we want to solve for x. What is one of the x's? Okay, and so let's go ahead and work this out. Now, again, any triangle, if I add the angles of any triangle, it will equal 180 degrees. We know that. And so 180 will equal 30 added to one of the x's, okay? Now, opposite of the tick mark is an x, okay? That means what isosceles means is two legs that have the same length, right? And that's where the word isosceles, that's actually what it means. And so this leg with the red tick mark means it's congruent or the same length of the other leg. Now, in the isosceles triangle theorem, if they're congruent, the opposite angles are congruent. So opposite of this, what I call a red tick mark, is an x. The other side will also be an x. Okay, so there'll be an x on the other side. So I'm just going to throw up another x. So now I have, on the right side, 30 plus x, on the left side equals 180. I isolate x like in algebra. Once x is by itself, it's solved, okay? So I'm going to combine these two x's. One x and another x is simply two x's. Now I'm going to isolate the x. I'm going to work furthest away from the x as possible. So I'm going to subtract 30. And when I do on one side of the equal sign, I'll do the same thing on the other side of the equal sign. Because I subtracted 30 on the right side of the equal sign, I must subtract 30 on the left side of the equal sign. And so therefore, 180 minus 30 is 150. That leaves me with two x's. 2 times the number equals 150. So I'm going to do the opposite operation. I'm going to divide 2 by 2 and turn that x into 1. And I'm going to take 150 and divide it by 2. Okay? So 150 divided by 2, let me scroll down. 150 divided by 2 should get me 75. Okay? And so therefore let me get rid of this, x equals 75. I'm just going to write that in, x equals 75. And what that means is this angle is 75 degrees, and the other angle is 75 degrees. And so if they ask you what x equals 75 degrees. And so 75 plus 30 will get you back to 180. So again, I am Dr. Hine, and thank you for joining me for Math in the Bunker.